Chapter 1 on getting started. However, I don't like to read through this few pages. I'd like to start away with managing your anxiety. I can see by the looks on women's faces and from their comments that anxiety and confusion are part of the process for becoming more confident, competent, and courageous. When the suggestion is made to embrace their power, women reject the notion for fear of being perceived as too masculine, aggressive, or uncooperative. When I ask a group of hundreds of women to raise their hands if they are powerful, people tend to look around at one another. Then only a few hands go up, then a few more. Rarely does every woman in the room raise her hand. Ask a group of men and women the same question, and nearly every male hand goes up immediately. It is so counter to our socialization that women prematurely dismiss the notion of being powerful. The belief that we must be for others rather than for ourselves is implanted so strongly that we are reluctant to explore the alternative. The irony is that women act powerfully all the time, but in ways different from men. Relying on our girlish charm can be just as influential, but less direct and less confrontational. In other words, we wield power less directly than men. We've learned to be less direct, so we will not be perceived as taking too much power away from men. This is at the core of our difficulties with gaining increased influence, skills, negotiation capabilities, and organizational visibility. Each time a woman directly asserts herself, however, she is essentially saying to the men in her life, I want something from you, I want what is rightfully mine, I expect my needs to be met too. With each assertion, we frequently feel guilty. We equate taking control back with taking something away from someone else. More than simply getting what we need, deserve, or want, we are forcing others to give back what we have been giving away for so long. The reactions we get are difficult to cope with. Others don't really want the situation to change. They already have everything they need, so why should they change? Resistance to change is normal. It is to be expected, like the alcoholic in recovery who finds others colluding to bring him or her back to a place of intoxication. The girl who moves toward womanhood will find herself faced with people who want to continue to infantilize her. This is what you must keep in mind if you want to achieve your goals. What's a girl to do? Here are some specific coaching tips, a prelude of what is to follow. Take them one at a time. Don't try to do them all at once. You'll only set yourself up for frustration. Choose one or two on which to work, then come back for more. Give yourself permission to move from nice girl to adult woman. It may seem like a simple idea, but it's one that is often resisted for all the reasons mentioned above. Have a good long talk with yourself. Tell yourself that you are not only allowed, but entitled to act in ways that move you toward goal attainment. Try the mantra, I am entitled to have my needs met too. Visualize yourself as you want to be. If you can see it, you can be it. Picture yourself in the role to which you aspire. If it's in the corner office, see yourself at the desk with the accoutrements that go along with it. Consider the behaviors in which you will engage to warrant this position and the ways in which you will act. Bring them into your reality. Talk back to the fearful voice inside your head. This may sound crazy at first, but you must counter the old messages and replace them with new ones. If your fearful girl's voice says, but no one will like me if I change, let your woman's voice respond with, that's an old message. Let's create a new, more empowered one. Surround yourself with a plexiglass shield. The plexiglass shield is designed to allow you to see what is going on around you but not be punctured by the negativity of others. I suggested this to a client who later told me she thought it sounded a little crazy but decided to try it, only to find that it worked. In difficult situations, she would picture herself encapsulated in a plexiglass bubble that protected her from the disparaging remarks of others and allowed her to remain in a grounded adult position. Create the word on the street. There's a word on the street about all of us. It's what people say about us when we leave a room. A routine exercise we do in leadership classes is to ask participants to write a 25-word statement of how they want to be described. Then list the behaviors needed to get them there. You can do the same. Write down what you want others to be saying about you. Then follow it up with specific actions to make it happen. In short, accept the responsibility of adulthood. Recognize resistance and put a name to it. When you find others resisting your efforts to be more direct and empowered, consider first that their responses are designed to keep you in a less powerful place. Rather than acquiesce, question it. Say something like, "It seems you don't agree with what I'm saying. Let me give you the rationale for my position, and then perhaps you can tell me what it is you take issue with." Others may be so invested in having you remain the same that they can't engage in any or in an objective dialogue about your needs. If this is the case, you may want to get professional help to learn how to deal with their resistance in a healthy and productive way. Then, ask for feedback. If you're worried that you are in some way acting inappropriately, ask a trusted friend or colleague for feedback. Avoid asking a yes or no question, such as, "Did you think I was out of line?" Try asking an open ended question that will give you insight into how you perceive or how you are perceived, such as, "Tell me what I did in that meeting that helped me or hindered me from achieving my goals." Don't aim for perfection. Even I don't engage in all the behaviors described in this book. There are some that are just so counter to my personality, I don't even try. There are others that no matter how hard I try, I don't do well. As I often tell women, I'm a recovering nice girl. The important thing is to do a few really well and allow the rest to fall into place. Next steps. You'll be on your own in just a minute. I suggest you begin by reading the two chapters that coincide with your lowest scores. This is where you need the most help. Not every mistake in those chapters will apply to you, so don't get carried away and make every coaching tip a goal. Instead, check the box at the bottom of the pages that contain those tips you think will make the biggest difference and commit to taking action on those. Avoid the tendency to ignore the tips that seems hard. That's probably where you can get the greatest leverage in changes to your behavior. After you've read the sections that correspond with your lowest scores, go back and review the remaining mistakes. All 133 mistakes are real mistakes made by real women. They were accumulated as a result of my own work as a coach, soliciting input from men and women in companies I've worked with around the world. Contributions made from women who attended my Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office workshops and keynote presentations, and women who wrote to me after reading this book when it was first published. As for the coaching tips, most are suggestions I've provided to women for years and gotten feedback confirming that even small changes have a big impact on how they are perceived. Others were provided by my colleagues, many of whom are on the consulting team at Corporate Coaching International, and who are subject matter experts in various coaching areas, including communication, strategic career planning, and work life integration. As you read the tips, you'll find I make reference to books or classes. The appendix provides you with two important things: a summary of these references and a personal development plan template. If you're serious about achieving your personal and professional best, I urge you to complete the plan soon after reading the book. It will help to keep you on track and allow you to chart your own progress. Now it's up to you. Go get your corner office. Now, regarding this score, the author was mentioning it's because in the first few pages of chapter 1 is a self-assessment. Here, where you score yourself 1 for rarely true or I'm not sure, 2 for sometimes true, 3 usually true, and 4 almost always true. So here are the sets of questions. You may want to pause and rate yourself or assess yourself too. And last page. So here's the score sheet. Let's move that there. I had my own scores there and the interpretation of your scores. So that's for chapter 1.